We're out on the Blue Revolt today. That's the trouble with having two Revolts. It's going to describe which one's which. I was going to go out on the red one today, the new one, but it had a flat tyre. Don't get me started on bike tyres, we all know how bad they are. Set up tubeless by the shop, or so they said. Well, clearly it was set up tubeless, because there's no tube in it. I personally think it might just be the Giant when they set up a new bike and put the minimum, I don't know, 30 mils of sealant in it or something. Because I had the same with this bike. After a couple of 100 miles at a puncture, no sealant in it whatsoever. Topped it up with sealant, puncture sealed, no problem. What I wanted to talk about today is choice. Because I've always thought that choice is largely overrated. If there are 5 bikes available, you choose the one that you think looks nicest, and that's it, done. And there's 150 bikes available. You look at them and wow, this one's got better features on that, but worse features on something else. It's like when you go to one of these restaurants that does a bit of everything, and the menu's 14 pages, and you sit there pondering, and you spend half an hour trying to decide what you want. You go to a restaurant, they've got half a dozen things on the menu, and they go, these are things we're good at, and you choose one in 5 minutes, job done. And not only that, it's going to be good because it's one of their specialities. And Porsche built their name on building sports cars, 2-seat rear engine sports cars. And now you can get a Porsche 4x4, got 2 of them. And Porsche is part of the VW group, so you can get a VW 4x4, an Audi 4x4, a Skoda, and the list goes on. And the bike industry is no different. You've got hardtail mountain bikes, full suspension mountain bikes, road bikes, aero bikes, climbing bikes, gravel bikes. And it looks like Trek might have come to the same conclusion, because they're reducing the number of models they do. And it is a fact that there are too many. Right, well I was trying a new route today, but looking at the depth of that water, we'll abandon that. But I challenge you, go and have a look at the Trek FX and the Dual Sport and tell me why you should buy one over the other. And it's even worse for the bike industry because you need to keep different sizes of the same model. So unlike the car industry, you bring out a model and that's that. That's the clubhouse for an abandoned golf course. How strange is that? Who would have thought a golf course would have got abandoned? And I think that's the reason that bikes have such a limited choice of colours. I looked at the Advanced Zero when I went to the Giant shop, and it's in matte black. And it looks horrible. And I said to the guy in the shop, why did they do that? And he said, because it looks awesome. And I thought, yep, it's such a divided opinion on it, really. But to me, somebody my age, matte black looks like something you painted in your garage with a spray can because you couldn't afford to have it done properly. Simple as that. But there's too many choices of bikes, too many choices of group sets. With very minor differences. I mean, when I was racing, you couldn't buy a built-up bike for racing anyway. You bought a frame and you put the components on that you wanted. But the idea, of course, is to get you to buy another bike. Because they want you to look at the Tour Pros and go, I want a bike like that so I can go as fast as them. And then they want you to go out, spend 12 or 15,000 pounds on a bike. And it's the same with all these different types of bikes. They want you to buy a road bike and then go, oh yeah, but some of my friends like to go off-road, so you buy a mountain bike as well. And then you think you might start cycling to work, or you're going to need a flat bar bike. And during the boom times, people will buy more bikes. It's fun having a new bike, having multiple bikes. And when the economy slows down, bike manufacturers are sitting with stock they can't move. And unfortunately, they're supposed to be business people. But anybody could tell you the COVID bubble wasn't going to last. And as I was saying, people were off work. Furlough was quite a good thing. The only thing you were allowed out for was exercise. Oh, get a bike, why not? Got plenty of time. But you'd think, as I said, these people are supposed to be business people. You'd think they'd realise that if the thing that caused the boom ended, the boom would end. Apparently they couldn't figure it out. So Trek is reducing their inventory and their model lines. And I expect other manufacturers will too. But I'm not too bothered. Because as I said, I think choice is largely overrated. And if you've only got one bike, make it a gravel bike. And you can do most things. If you really want to push the boat out, have two sets of wheels. One with road tyres on, one with gravel tyres on. And racing bikes are made for racing. There's a reason Tour Pros get paid money for cycling. It's because they're better at it than most of the rest of us. So don't try and compete with them, because you won't. Last week I went out on a ride. I went somewhere new, and the hill was like climbing up a wall, but I carried on. And I'll talk about it in another video, maybe even take the camera up there. Wow, when I got up there, all I was worried about was managing the hill, and then I got up there and I looked at the view and it was spectacular. And I thought, this is what cycling is all about. And I'd completely forgotten about the average speed or anything like that. And I looked at that view and I was in the middle of nowhere. I was on a farm track and it was beautiful. And I thought, you know what? This is what cycling is all about.